Hello, I'm Carolyn Blacksoter, and welcome to Kaleidoscope, your guide to the cultural arts in Harford County. The arts continue to thrive in our community, and here on Kaleidoscope, we keep you up to date on what's happening by highlighting local artists, featuring the latest arts events, and talking with event organizers. Let's get started. Summer is in full swing, so it's time to get outside and enjoy the sun and the fun with your family. Now, if you're looking for interesting and exciting things to do, then this show is for you as we take Kaleidoscope's summer road trip through Harford County. And let's begin our tour in Havre de Grace at the Maritime Museum, perfectly positioned where the Susquehanna River meets the Chesapeake Bay. With me in the studio to tell us about the museum's summer activities and the important role the museum plays in preserving our rich maritime heritage is Bruce Russell, President of the Board of Directors for the museum. Welcome.
Well, thank you for having me.
Well, I know that the museum is very important to Havre de Grace, but there may be some people who are watching who are not as familiar, who haven't been there. So I'd love for you to give us a little overview of the museum.
We're situated right next to the Lighthouse Museum.
Sure.
And adjacent to the Decline Museum in an area called the Concord Point Heritage Area. We're, as you said, we're right at the confluence of the Susquehanna River and the Upper Chesapeake Bay. Mm-hmm. We are a 10,000 square foot modern building. It's architecturally very interesting on the inside. We have a main gallery on the ground floor that includes several maritime exhibits focusing on our maritime heritage, how people made a living on the water. We also have another exhibit on that ground floor of John Smith's exploration of the Upper Chesapeake Bay and what he discovered up when he was looking for the Northeast Passage and couldn't get past the rocks. It includes an Indian Native American diorama and a lot of Native American artifacts that were found in that area.
Now, do you also have a wood boat building shop as well? Am I right about that?
Yeah, we do. That's on our basement floor. We restore old boats, and many of them are up in the museum, and we also are building boats. We've actually built two in the last 2 years.
Wow.
One's a Chesapeake Bay Sharpie. It's used for oystering and crab fishing, and we're presently making one right now. A group of us guys and some women get together, and we pick up a boat design, and we are teaching ourselves and building boats.
Well, and when you say teaching yourselves to do these things, you have a great background in maritime.
Yeah, and a lot of us have a lot of experience in boats too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Okay, because you were with the Coast Guard.
I was with the Coast Guard for 24 years.
Wow.
And I was on board ship as well as in the Coast Guard's Marine Safety and Environmental Protection Program.
Okay, so you're an expert. All right, well, let's talk about some of the events planned for this summer because they're pretty exciting. Why don't we begin with the, well, you have a summer, we'll talk all about maritime thing, but you have a summer concert series because you're including the arts in what you do.
Yeah, we embrace STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, which is a new focus on education. Mm-hmm. But we added an A in there because we call it STEAM. Because one of the ways we want to communicate science, technology, engineering, and math is through the arts.
Right.
And so one of our key points on our program is a concert series that we run year-round, but primarily right in the summer from the early June through mid-August, where we bring in musicians from throughout the world that focus in on maritime music, sea shanties, and environmental music.
How fun. And you know, we were just looking at some photos of one of those concerts, and it looks beautiful inside. I mean, it's quite a lovely space.
It's almost cathedral-like in there. There's it's 3 stories, but it's all open.
Acoustics are great.
Absolutely spectacular. The museum loves to be in there.
And there we have the whole schedule of concert series from July 13th through through August. So we encourage people, they can also go online and get that whole listing.
Facebook
page.
Yep.
Okay, all right. So you've got the programs. Tell me a little bit about some of the other things that are going. You've got a story time.
Yeah, during July we have a Thursday morning story time that begins at 10:15 and runs about an hour or so for kids of all ages, but mostly focused in on 3 to 4, 5, 6-year-olds and their parents and grandparents. And one of our volunteers reads a kid's story. That we have a book, and she also does crafts with them when they're done.
Wow, how
and
fun!
When we do that around our area within the museum, we call it Kids Corner. We have a restored boat that kids can play in.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great fun. And we've been looking at some photos also of, you and I were before that, of here's a wonderful exhibit made by an artist, and you can see the little kids' table there for crayons and colors and things. Only have 30 seconds left. I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the Fish, Fowl, and Folk Festival.
Yes, August 6th, we're having a food and folk festival, folk music and food being fish and fowl, turkey and chicken.
Okay.
And so not F-O-U-L.
Yeah.
And we're having live music, and we're having street performers, and we're having craft vendors, and we're really excited about this.
Well, it's terrific. It's a great program you have. There's so much going on, and we are so excited to hear about it. There's the website and the phone number to call to get all the information about the great things happening at the Maritime Museum. Bruce, thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. We're very excited about being here.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Well, this summer and fall, the Steppingstone Farm Museum will be busy with special events you don't want to miss. We're going to give you the details later on the show, so don't go away. We'll be right back. Our Harford County Summer Expedition continues as we leave Havre de Grace to travel to Pilesville, home of picturesque Eden Mill Park. 117 acres of beautiful county land nestled along Deer Creek, Eden Mill includes a nature center and historic grist mill museum. Joining me to tell us about the park and its incredible lineup of family fun activities is Brenda Marsden, program leader and volunteer at Eden Mill. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, I have, at the time of full disclosure, I have not been to Eden Mill, but I've heard that it's one of the popular spots in the county and quite a beautiful place. So tell me a little bit, I mean, so people come there to picnic and do what else?
Well, first of all, it's in northern Harford County, so you should come.
All right.
It's nestled along Deer Creek, so there is canoeing. Families come canoeing, kayaking, also hiking trails, picnic areas.
Okay.
And of course the grist mill, as you mentioned.
Yeah. Okay, so it sounds like a fun place for the family to hang out as a group.
Yes.
But you also have very specific activities, particularly in the summer, that people can take advantage of, and that's what we're going to focus on today. And I'd love to start with the first program that you have, and that's the Nature Storybook Art Programs.
Yes. The Nature Storybook Art Programs are for children ages 5 to 10 years old.
Okay.
We are holding the summer classes in July and August.
Okay, and we're putting up a calendar. There it is. We're going to talk about August. That's the 2nd, 9th, 16th, and 23rd from 10 to 12.
That's correct. Nature Storybook Art is based upon classic children's picture books and some more recent children's picture books. The idea is to introduce the children not only to the author, but also to the illustrator of each book.
Could be more importantly the illustrator, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
We learn biographical information about the illustrator. We also study the techniques and the media that the illustrators use for the books.
Oh, okay. So you're giving a discerning eye to these young little artists then.
Hopefully, yes. I think so. And I think they give it to me as well.
We're going to show then some of the artwork. This, you said, I think, was for Earth Day. Is that right?
Yes, we happen to do this particular project on Earth Day. It's a mixed media collage, and it was based upon the book called Looking Down by Steve Jenkins. He's the author and illustrator of that particular book.
Here's another example, which I think is really quite cool.
That's the same Earth Day activity.
Yeah. And you mentioned there's some other books that you Where the Wild Things Are by Sendak. I mean, there's some other books that you take a look at.
Yes, we do. Basically, the Nature Storybook Art program runs throughout the year at Eden Mill.
Okay.
So a lot of our planning is based on seasonal. For example, in March, we may study the author-illustrator Marie Hall Etz.
Okay.
She wrote and illustrated the book called Gilberto and the Wind.
Oh,
So
neat.
we would do that perhaps in March.
Yeah, okay.
So a lot of our curriculum is based on the season.
Okay, good. Well, that's good to know. Now, there's another program we have called Arts with Sticks and Twigs.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us about that.
That, well, Sticks and Twigs, we do generally 3 activities. This is held in the mornings, and it is for parents and children to
Great.
attend together.
And here we have a picture of some of them
Yes.
working on their projects
That's the
right there.
beginning of a
I see
project.
I see some sticks and I see some twigs in that one.
Correct,
Yes. Right.
correct. So we generally do 3 Sticks and Twigs activities, and I also support those activities with a book.
Okay, and there are the times and dates for people and the books. And there you can see some of the Giving Tree, the Shel Silverstein book, Seeing Science Through Art, all of those. Those are
Yes.
quite fun. And then we've got about a minute left. I want to make sure that we get on to the last program, which is the Child and Adult Paint
Yes.
program.
The Child and Adult Paint Morning, we had it in April, and hopefully we will be doing more of the same. It was, what we do is a project on canvas with
Yeah.
acrylic paints.
Which we're looking at right now.
Yes.
Beautiful
and
butterfly.
We happened to do a butterfly project in April. What was really interesting with that is a lot of grandparents attended
how
with their
nice.
grandchildren.
So it's a great family activity that you
Yes.
can do, brings the family together. We want to make sure to get up the website and the phone number people can call for more information, because now's the time when people are looking for fun activities to
Yes.
do, and I can't think of something that wouldn't be greater than that. So we encourage people to go online, call the number, and I
Correct.
want to thank you. I know you have a busy summer making a lot of art. Brenda, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You bet.
Appreciate it.
Exploration Art School in Bel Air understands the positive impact the arts can have on a child. They offer classes and camps that help develop children's artistic talents in a creative, supporting, and accepting environment. We were there for the start of their Developing Artist Summer Camp at the Liriodendron, so grab your paintbrush. It's time to go out and about.
Exploration Art School is a community-based art program. We focus on art classes, camps, and children's parties. The purpose of Exploration Art School is to educate children who are interested in learning about art. Any form of art, could be drawing, painting, sculpture, and our goal is to raise awareness about the arts and to help children move them to the next artistic level. The benefits of the arts for children include their social growth, emotional growth, also creativity, and forming friendships, everlasting friendships. It's great for children who want to grow in an art form and be able to experiment and learn different art forms, and it's also very personal. So art is very meaningful, and it also helps children with their concentration skills, which goes back into the classroom. This summer at the Liriodendron and at our studio, the children will be working on drawing and painting from observation. We will be working on coil pots with clay, mixed media work, some sculpture, and photography. We're going to try to take advantage of the beautiful grounds that the Liriodendron has, and also the location between the Liriodendron and the studio. We'll be able to walk back and forth and utilize both facilities. I started Exploration Art School in 2007 in Havre County, and I realized there was a need for art education for children. And through the work with volunteering for the Center for the Arts, I learned that need was really large. And I'm starting to build more collaborations and partnerships. The one right now that's going on is with the Liriodendron. We, Mary Jane Blasi and myself, connected last spring, and we helped create a wonderful children's exhibit here at the Liriodendron. The Ice House is a house that was created and held the ice for the family who lived here at the Liriodendron. Now it's filled with archaeological finds, and Dan Coates, who is the president of the Harford County Archaeological Society, is running it. And inside the ice house are many different archaeological finds and really cool things that anyone of any age would be interested in learning about.
My personal involvement in this is basically involvement with children, Boy Scout Wood Badge trained, and it's a service to the community, public education. Today I represent the Liriodendron Foundation as part of the Gallery Committee supporting a summer arts program, and I'm also a volunteer for the Historic Preservation Commission of Harford County. Today we'll be conducting a tour for the art students, going through the Native American exhibit of Native American culture, all prehistoric, and I'll be giving the kids a tour of that exhibit. The ice house was it's the last remaining outbuilding of this working farm, and it was built the same time as a mansion, turn of the century, around 1900. And then we'll be working on a craft project that is art related, and then that's the formation of a clay pot.
In order to set up a program, you need to go through the Exploration Art School website. It's www.explorationartschool.com. And on the website, you'll see all the different programs. Right now, our summer programs are focused here. We do have a couple at the studio, but our primary focus is here using the grounds of the Liriodendron and also letting the public know about the ice house, which is a really cool feature that not a lot of people know about here at the Liriodendron. Art is very important to me personally. It has met a need for me throughout my whole life. I've been doing this for about 21 years, and it's just very important to be able to find children and what their needs are and be able to meet them through the arts. And whether it's by communicating through drawing or learning how to paint or draw better or just creating friendships, that's what I'm interested in doing and helping the Bel Air community develop a relationship and community support through the arts.
Look for a special Out and About segment during every Kaleidoscope program. When we return, the folks from Steppingstone Farm Museum will be here with a full rundown on their upcoming activities. But first, here's a glance at the County Arts events calendar. Our Harford County road trip ends where it began in Havre Grace at the beautiful Steppingstone Farm Museum. Here to give us all the details on their summer and fall events are Angela Yao, Executive Director, and Abigail Harding, Curator. Good to see you both.
You too.
Last time I saw you were dancing the Light Fantastic on the stage floor in Havre Grace. It's good to see you again. I through you and my relationship with you, I got to know Steppingstone, and I think it's just a beautiful place. But for our viewers who are not familiar with it, we should give us a little background.
Okay. Well, we have a layered history at Steppingstone. We are on property within Susquehanna State Park that was actively farmed from the 1700s to the 1950s. So that's a big history in and of itself. But the museum was actually started by a private collector, Edmund Bull, and he moved the collections that he started to the museum that were moved in the 1970s. And so we started having the museum there at Steppingstone on the Susquehanna State Park grounds.
Yeah.
And the focus of the museum collections is 1880 to 1920, otherwise known as the Progressive Era here in the States. So,
okay, and what a great time in our country's
Yes.
history, right? Yeah, yeah. So you celebrate that in many ways, and I'm going to ask you first, Abigail, about a summer activity that you have going on called the Ladies of Grace Summer Camp.
Absolutely. That summer camp will be running from July 25th to 29th and is for young ladies ages 11 to 14. And that event is a really exciting camp where we get to explore history through the lens of the genteel arts that would have been available to middle class and upper class young ladies during the period.
And what are some of those arts?
Of course, we have really basic classes, like we have basic introductory sewing class, but we'll also be doing art and music and games and just that type of thing.
Okay, and we have the calendar up so people could get a general sense of when that is, but they can also go online and find out very specifically. Okay, so that's one thing. Then you have a kind of switching gears, the Blues and Brews Festival.
Yes,
Yeah.
our Blues and Brews is one of our largest fundraiser events of the year, and that has been our typical summertime blues festival at
But
Steppingstone.
normally in June, right?
Yes,
Okay.
this year we have moved to July so
Okay.
that we're not conflicting with any other local blues festivals. So all of those who like to trek around and go to all the blues, you can
Here's
get it
your
all,
chance.
and you can
Yeah.
include us in the lineup. So.
Yeah.
Our lineup for that day is very exciting. We have Blue Jay Slim and the Tone Blasters, Marky Blue, and our headliner is Zydeco A Go-Go.
Wow.
So be prepared to come and
So
dance.
go to Steppingstone Farm Museum. So I know the gate opens at 12, and then you
Yes.
the music starts at 1.
The
and
music
it
is
ends
from 1
till
to 8,
Okay.
and this year we are kind of rebranding, so the brews part is new because
Yes.
we are featuring food trucks and also local breweries. So we have local wine and local beers. And
From
we'll
Bel
have
Air,
those,
right?
and even independent brewing from Bel Air will be featured as well.
That's
So we
terrific.
have all kinds of things to tantalize your taste buds while you boogie down.
Okay, but the fun is not over at Steppingstone when the summer's over. Then we move on to the Fall Festival, right? Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So we take about a break during that hottest month and then get back into it in September. We have our Fall Harvest Festival, which has been going for over 30 years,
Wow.
and we're always the last weekend of September. It closes our season for our artisan demonstration weekends. And our Fall Harvest Festival features all of those wonderful things for fall. So scarecrow making, we have a petting zoo for the kids, we have hay rides, we have pumpkin painting, and apples. We have apple bobbing, apple cider pressing, apple butter making, and apples for sale. So,
Okay.
And actually, in combination with all of that, we're doing a complete reopening of some of our exhibits, which we're very excited
Oh,
about
that
as
is
well.
exciting.
so we'll have a big grand opening
Oh,
at Fall
terrific.
Harvest this
Okay,
year.
so mark that on your calendars as well. And then you always have music at these events, so I know you're
Yes.
having music as part of this as well,
And that one will
right?
feature bluegrass and folk music as
Okay.
part of the Fall Harvest
Terrific.
Festival.
All right, and then we're to the holidays, the wonderful Christmas holidays, and so you're going to do a Victorian holiday fair with an E on the end of it, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And that event is set in the Dickensian period, so about 1840 to around 1906, following the Victorian period. And we're going to have Christmas carolers and historic music and dancing and all kinds of exciting things. But the highlight is you can skip them all and come get your Christmas picture with Santa.
Victorian
Santa in our historic house.
Okay.
And then, of course, there will be a Victorian ball the evening of Saturday night.
Terrific,
So-
with Victorian music
Absolutely.
and on some Victorian instruments, perhaps?
Indeed.
Okay, all right. Well, so you all are extremely busy, which is great, and we want you all to be busy at the museum as well. So there is the website again and the telephone number to call for all the information, and it is a great place to be no matter what time of year. So I want to thank you, Abigail and Angela, so much for being here.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having
All
us.
right. Well, there's more to come on Kaleidoscope, so don't go away. We will be right back. Welcome back to Kaleidoscope. The Harford County Cultural Arts Board is a 15-member volunteer board appointed by the Harford County Council. Their mission? To support the cultural arts in Harford County through granting of state funds to encourage the growth and attainment of the highest artistic excellence in the arts. Community Arts Development Grant applications for fiscal year 17 are now available on the Harford County Cultural Arts Board's website. There are two types of grants available. Nonprofit arts organizations in Harford County are eligible for general operating grants. Organizations eligible for these grants are those whose primary activities are categorized as folk and traditional arts, literary arts, media arts, performing arts, and visual arts. The deadline to apply is Monday, July 18th. All other nonprofits who present arts programming in Harford County can apply for arts programming grants to help fund those activities and projects. Applications will open on July 14th, and the deadline is Wednesday, September 14th, so don't delay. Apply now. Here is a question for Harford County artists and arts organizations. Do you need help marketing your events? If you are presenting an arts or cultural event in Harford County or featuring Harford County artists, the Cultural Arts Board wants to help spread the word by posting your event on the Cultural Arts calendar. Submit your events online at culturalartsboard.org, where you can also request email updates. And if you give the board enough notice, they will help publicize your event in person, on their website, Facebook, newsletter, on the radio, and right here on Kaleidoscope. And finally, if you're attending the Havre Grace Art Show or Bel Air Festival for the Arts this summer, look for the Cultural Arts Board's red tent, stop by and say hi. Well, that wraps up today's program. Thank you for watching Kaleidoscope, produced in partnership with the Cultural Arts Board of Harford County and aired exclusively on Harford Cable Network. We hope you'll continue to tune in to Harford County's Arts Connection. For Kaleidoscope, I'm Carolyn Black-Sotier.